Welcome back to another explainer. Okay, let's just dive right into this, because today we are going to completely demystify investing. I'm going to walk you through a dead simple, remarkably lazy blueprint to make your money actually work for you, instead of the other way around. No day trading, no constant panic, no staring at screens all day. We're talking about a structured, practically automatic system to get your dollars moving.
Look, think about your typical day for a second. You probably wake up, do the commute, grind for 8 solid hours, and commute back. That's about 10 hours a day where you are literally busting your hump for money. But what about your cash? What's that doing? Right now, it's probably just taking a long, uninterrupted nap in a standard savings account.
And honestly, it's an incredibly unfair setup. On one hand, there's you, working yourself to the bone day in and day out. And on the other hand, your money is just sitting there, completely passive, barely scraping by, earning maybe 1% interest a year. Your money is sleeping all day while you do absolutely all the heavy lifting.
But you know it's actually worse than just sleeping. It's essentially a leaky bucket. Let's just look at the hidden math here. With inflation running around 3.3% and the national average yield for a fixed deposit sitting at just 1.9%, your purchasing power isn't growing at all. It's actually shrinking. You are losing 1.4% every single year.
Okay, so to fix this, we need to clear out the mental roadblocks that keep beginners paralyzed by fear and bad habits. Section 1. Busting 3 Investing Myths.
These are the 3 deep-rooted myths we're dismantling today. Number 1, the idea that saving is always safe. Number 2, the belief that you need hundreds of thousands to start. And number 3, the absolute nightmare idea that you must constantly stare at charts. I'm here to assure you that boring, incredibly lazy investing is actually the goal we are aiming for.
The harsh reality check on myth number 1 is that because of that inflation leak we just talked about, holding cash isn't safe at all. $10,000 left in a standard account literally drops in actual purchasing power to just $8,700 over 10 years. And as for myth number 2, starting with $10,000 is fantastic. It's kind of like picking up 10-pound dumbbells at the gym. You know, you're just trying to build the right habit and get your form down before you ever start lifting heavier weights.
And for myth 3, well, staring at charts is for the pros. For most of us, our time is just way too valuable. Proper passive investing means admitting the market is smarter than you and letting the system do the work. It should be exactly like setting a washing machine. You pick the cycle, hit start, and you walk away to actually live your life.
So how do we actually set that dial? Let's get into it. Section 2. The 10K allocation system. Here is the core solution. We're going to divide our $10,000 into 3 distinct layers. First up, 20% or $2,000 is your safety net. This is kept in a high-yield checking or short-term fixed deposit. This part is absolutely crucial for your psychological peace. When a pipe bursts at home or you suddenly lose a job, you use this. That way you don't panic sell your actual investments at a loss just to cover a sudden emergency. Next, we zoom in on the 60% layer, which is your $6,000 growth engine. This is where the steady, long-term magic happens. We split this into 70% broad stock ETFs, which are essentially just giant baskets of hundreds of top stocks, and 30% bond ETFs. The stocks provide your 8 to 10% long-term growth, while the bonds act as a stabilizing cushion. So when the stock market gets volatile, those bonds help smooth out those stomach-turning swings.
Now, the absolutely crucial point is how you actually put that $6,000 into the market. Please, whatever you do, don't drop all the money in at once. That just leads to massive anxiety if the market peaks the very next day. Instead, we use something called dollar cost averaging. You divide that $6,000 across 6 months, investing exactly $1,000 every single month. This smoothly averages out your purchase cost over time.
And that brings us to the final 20% layer, your $2,000 in opportunity bullets. When the broader market drops more than 15%, the average person absolutely panics and sells. But you have flexible cash ready to deploy. The Source author shared a fantastic anecdote about this. During the big 2022 market drop, while everyone else was panicking, they deployed these opportunity bullets and scored a massive 30% gain when the market rebounded in 2023. Having that ammo ready to go provides a psychological advantage that is just priceless.
Okay, so we have the blueprint laid out. Now let's talk about making it happen. Section 3. 5 steps to execute. All right, these are your 5 execution steps. First, open a modern brokerage account. Honestly, it takes maybe 10 minutes online. Second, and this is absolutely vital, set up auto transfers. Look, human nature is fundamentally lazy, right? Automation removes all your excuses to procrastinate. Third,
Just pick a total market ETF. Please don't waste time trying to find the quote-unquote perfect one. Fourth, rebalance. And fifth, spend maybe an hour or two a month learning the macro trends, but please do not obsess over daily charts. Now, step 4 is rebalancing, and it is crucial to understand. Let's say you start at that 70-30 split we talked about. Well, after a year of your stocks growing fast, your portfolio naturally drifts to 80% stocks and 20% bonds. To rebalance, you must sell some of your winning stocks and buy more of your lagging bonds to get back to 70-30. It sounds completely counterintuitive, doesn't it? Why sell your winners? But this brilliant system literally forces you to sell high and buy low twice a year, keeping your portfolio in optimal, smooth-running condition.
So, once the machine is happily running in the background, what exactly is the endgame? Section 4, the real secret to wealth. Consider the steady, compounding growth of this system. If you just let your initial $10,000 sit in this system at an average 7% real return without adding another dime, it doubles to nearly 20 grand in 10 years. In 20 years, it's over 38 grand. And in 30 years, you are sitting on over $76,000. That is the crazy power of doing absolutely nothing but being patiently invested.
But guys, here is the real jaw-dropper. If you simply add a modest $200 a month to that initial $10,000 system, in 30 years, your total assets will grow to over $300,000. That is exactly how a totally lazy, automated, unemotional process builds massive wealth over time.
However, our source material points out a really crucial mindset shift you must make along the way. Do not stress entirely over your investment portfolio's yield, because your human capital is actually your biggest asset. The author shares a story of a 38-year-old friend who started with $10,000, but worked incredibly hard to invest in his own professional skills. He effectively doubled his $60,000 salary to $120,000, and because his income went up, he could invest way more every year. Your job and leveling up your own skills is the absolute best engine to fund your investments.
You know, it all comes back to this powerful idea. Einstein famously called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Time and consistency are the real magic tricks here. The longer you let the system run, the harder your money actually works for you.
So, my final question to you is this. What choice will you make with your money today? They say the best time to invest was 10 years ago, but the second best time is right now. I highly urge you to spend just 30 minutes today taking that very first step. Open the account, list out your assets, and start making your money work for you so you don't have to chase it forever. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.